So, what's up guys? Today I'm going to show you another video. Since trading is simple, or at least it should be simple, most people will complicate it. I don't know why. But it doesn't matter how long you have been trading or not, or if you're a complete beginner. After a short amount of time you will realize that the stock always has kind of same patterns and movements, and it's basically more or less the same over and over. It doesn't even matter what chart you look at. So basically today we are going to determine, or we are going to learn how you can determine the future simply by taking a look at the past. And well, basically that's it, so let's go. So for today I have chosen to take the crude oil market, well, simply because it has all the movements necessary, all the movements that you will probably ever see in or while trading in your trading career, whatever. Well, basically, if we maybe change it to a bigger time frame, well, you can see since 1950, 90, well, even back to 860. Well, I've never seen this before. This is crazy. So even in the early beginnings of the last century, 1906, and so we started, or the crude oil price was below $1, and 1950 it spiked up to 2.5. 1960 it was at around $3, and ever since then the market price, like 1980, we jumped to almost $15, and since 1980 kind of we saw a spike, and kind of a bullish trend in the crude oil market, and we saw how the market has been rallying ever since. Well, weird prices looking back like 100 years ago. But well, anyway, we can see that if we start here 1980, kind of a pattern where we go to the right with slight up and downs, which is considered to be consolidation or a sideways trading, doesn't really matter. And then we went up, but we didn't went straight up in a line, but always with slight pullbacks. Here we had a huge drop. This was 2008, the financial crisis, and I'm not quite sure what happened in the summer of 2014. So last year we had the COVID year, so again the market dropped. But anyway, let's take a look and maybe look at the weekly chart. So I'm taking also crude oil because I'm making kind of a live analysis, which means this trade is actually still going on, so maybe if you're lucky you can take it or not, whatever. Depends how it will turn out. But if we take a look back to what would be the best option here. Well, so like we said, in 2008 we had the crisis and then a huge drop, and similar we had the same pattern here in 2014 and last year, and after that we kind of rallied and formed this kind of hook, and we did the same here, and we could argue that we did the same here. So we formed kind of this hook after going higher, and then a straight line up here, a straight line up here, and a straight line up here. Now if we zoom in a little bit, here after the first straight line we saw a drop, which is, we could argue this is the same pattern that is going on here, and then we are going higher, which is actually, if we make a trend line here, we could argue that this is the third retouch of this line, or like the first higher low, second higher low, which could basically be in the same pattern here. So it's like maybe this could be considered the first higher low, then the second one, the third one. And now we are at this resistance area, and we had so here was the previous resistance area at around 66. Then we dropped all the way to around 58, and we did the same thing here if you look at it. And after that we rallied to 66, we did the same thing here, and then we pulled back slightly to what is this, 61, 62, and guess what, we did the same thing here, just on one day, this red candlestick. Let's zoom in a little bit. So here, and after that we have been rallying to 72, which, guess what is currently happening, which means we could see a move all the way up to around 72 like we did here, and then see another pullback to the trend line again, which would look something like this. Where is this going on? Let's make it a little bit cleaner. So if we pull back here, we could roughly drop to 64, just as we did here. So as you can see, the patterns always repeat themselves. It doesn't matter which one you take. This one was a bullish trend, for example. You could do the same with a bearish trend or a sideways trend. It doesn't really matter, because here we had the same kind of pattern. We formed this hook, and then we, oops, this was the, I was looking for the 2-8 here. We had the hook, and then this kind of bullish trend where we retested these lines all the time and went higher. So we could probably find a couple of more of those examples here somewhere. But for now, let's focus maybe more on the present time, because like I said, this could actually be a trade that you can take live in the next, well, maybe days, 1 or 2. So this is actually how you determine the present future based on the past, because the patterns always repeat. They do repeat it themselves because we always have kind of a resistance or a support line area, which means that there was a time, or for whatever reason, we stuck at a specific price. Let's say the completely first price was due to economical reasons. And for example, here we determined that the 66 area was kind of a high enough price, so we didn't want to go above it, so we always pulled back. We saw it happening here, we saw it happening here and here and here. Here we had kind of a breakout, but so 66 was an area that we were not quite sure if the price would go higher or not. For example, in 2019, the economy, whatever, determined that 66 was the highest price that the market should go, so it dropped lower. And now we could see the same pattern repeat itself. So basically, determining the future by looking at the past chart is something I consider to be really simple, because my trades are always simple, because this is what trading is all about. I don't know why people overcomplicate it with a million of indicators, I don't know. But well, anyway, this was kind of a determination for the future, and you can look for yourself if this plays the same way out as I'm kind of trying to predict right now or not. But well, this was it for today. So thanks for watching.